Hello and welcome, my beautiful, vibrant souls. Welcome back to all my old friends. Hello and welcome to all of my new friends. So I'm just adjusting my coffee cup if you can see my little hands waving around. So yeah, welcome to today's Pick a Card reading. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at connections where there is a strain or there's an outright separation. Maybe you might be fighting, but my intention is to look at this specifically for a friendship. Now I do want to make a quick notation that while my goal is to look at the relationship like between you and a friend, that you're kind of, whoever you have in mind, this also can, overlap with other types of relationships, right? So this could be somebody where this is a sibling, but you guys are also friends, or a family member of some type. This could be somebody where it's a coworker, but you're also friends. This also could even talk about people you've had a romantic relationship with, or people you do, somebody you do have a romantic relationship with, because ideally, our partner is our friend too. So I'll leave it open kind of to what comes out in the cards. Excuse me, there's a little bit of fuzz on my desk. To what comes out in the cards, but that's kind of the goal today, is to really look at what's going on with you and this friend, what's causing any strain, what they would say to you heart to heart, soul to soul, if they felt like they could without, human ego and other bullshit in the way. So this is really the goal of today's reading. So we have 3 groups to choose from today. We have group 1 with the ancestor. Just making sure you can see that. Yeah. We have group 2 with the child. And we have group 3 with the yellow bird. Look at that. Look at the little baby. So take your time, meditate, contemplate on the options in front of you. When you're ready, head down to the description box where you will find timestamps that will take you to your selected choice. With that, I'm going to start with group 1. Hello, group 1. Okay, so you guys chose the ancestor. Look at this baby. So I'm going to read. This is out of the, gosh, where did it go? Where's the little box for this? The Fantod Pack. This is the Edward Gorey pack. It is such a fun deck. A bit dark, but really, really fun. I love it so much. I've never come across this deck anywhere else. I'm not saying like that there aren't other copies that exist. They obviously do anyway. But I love this deck so much. So it's really good. I don't know. I also am an Edward Gorey fangirl, just a little bit. So I'm going to read out the book in a moment. But something that I'm getting from this, first of all, with the ancestor, this could be somebody who is in your family. This could be somebody who is part of your, oh, excuse my hiccup, is part of your soul's lineage, so part of your soul family. There we go, because words. But this is somebody who, because we have a faceless person here, this is somebody who I'm almost feeling like you can't quite see them clearly. There might be things you don't know about them. They might have kind of a poker face. Sorry, the immature part of me was like, I hardly know her face. I'm like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. You know better. So this person I'm hearing the phrase keeping it together. There's something where this person might be going through something either now or at the time where, excuse me, there's fighting or separation. I don't know why I'm getting this with just their feet pointed out in both directions, like really noticeably. Like they may have been kind of torn or at a crossroads in 2 different kind of like seemingly oppositional directions. You guys might not have been able to see eye to eye. I do feel like there's stuff about them though that they haven't communicated. Like there's feelings about your situation where they haven't communicated those. So they might be thinking about how to come forward and how to talk about that, but that's kind of what I'm picking up initially. Now for the book, can you guys see where I put the card? Kind of. All right, we'll do this. There we go. Better. So for the card itself, oh, I've got it upside down. Okay. I know it's at the back. Here it is. Yeah. So this is for the ancestor. These are just the words that are associated. We have April, hereditary weakness, thrush, loss of money, a false statement, morbid dependency, staggering sickness, I might be mispronouncing this word, but Champerty? I've never heard that. I have to look that up. Megrims, paranoia, an overdose, imprisonment, unstable furniture. So I read that as unstable future at first. So, you know, the time frame of April might be important. That could be somebody's birthday. That could be an anniversary of an important event. That could be somebody's name. Just wanted to put that out there. But I'm really drawn into a false statement, staggering sickness, an overdose, and again, this is unstable furniture, but I read that as unstable future. So with a false statement, and you know, this person might, like I said, be kind of keeping things to themselves. I feel like there was a moment where they could have kind of like told you what was going on in their life, and they didn't, and this may have been misconstrued as like not caring, especially if they kind of went quiet on you, or things like sort of, they may have, like, I don't want to say full on ghosted, but there's kind of like a distinct shift in the communication. This may be because they had other things going on, and being drawn into staggering sickness. We do have hereditary weakness here, and then also like an overdose. This could be something where this person's dealing with physical ailments. They could be dealing with substance use disorders potentially, but there's something where their future at the time when you guys were kind of in discord with one another, and possibly now, their future was really unstable, and I feel like they weren't ready to open up about that, or they didn't know how. There may have been like a little bit of like shame or kind of embarrassment around any you know, maybe financial issues they had, or any like again, you know, maybe if they did struggle with substance use disorders or like dependency, because we have morbid dependency here. They may have really struggled and felt a lot of shame about opening up about that. But I do feel like this impacts whatever happened between the two of you. So let's pull you guys some oracle cards and dig a little bit deeper. What is going on in this situation? What does group one need to know? Wow, psychic awareness. Okay, so this is divine soul. This is card 47 that reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. So I'm gonna I like to read all the oracle cards together. So, okay. Wow, we have friendship, and I don't usually read oracle cards reversed, but I feel like I should leave it like that. At the bottom of the deck, we have children, so you may have known this person for a very long time. You may have, you know, grown up together. We also have serenity. You know, it's really interesting. So I tried to film this reading last night, and then it didn't, it just like ended up not working out for several different reasons. And the vibe, I only got through the first group last night, but I wanted to keep the cards the same, and the vibe for this card is like totally different this time around, which I really like how that can happen. Okay, so first of all, with the Lotus here, this person might be going through kind of like a period of enlightenment, a period of like spiritual, you know, kind of like shedding of layers. Excuse my burp. You and this person have a very psychic connection. Likely when you're thinking of them, they're thinking of you. If you see signs of them, they see signs of you. It's like they can't run away from this friendship. I feel like I almost get the impression that for them, in the back of their head, it's kind of this energy of like, I'm putting this friendship on pause, right? Because they're still connected to you. And I think in the back of their head, they're kind of like, shoot, well, I got to deal with this stuff first. Like let's say, for the example here, let's say they were dealing with financial issues, and it just seemed like they never wanted to spend time together, or like maybe like go out or do you know, a hobby, or like go to an event that you always go to together. It seems like they were just bailing, but there was like other financial constraints, and I feel like whatever this is, they didn't really know how to talk to you about it. They may not have wanted to disturb your peace with serenity, but it's like I feel like in the back of their mind, they're like, damn, well that sucks, but like, let me fix my shit first, and then I will bring this to, you know, group one. And the thing that I think might be difficult is if you have known this person for a while, I feel like you guys have a good friendship, a good bond in every other regard. So there's kind of this energy of like, how did you not think you could bring this to me, that you could like share your burdens with me, right? It's almost kind of like you already know, and you might intuitively know that this person's got some stuff going on in their life, but it's like you already know, right? You're already aware, because I do feel like this is something where, because this card always reminds me of the Three of Cups, since there's three little angels and they're just big chillin', you know, they're just hanging out, and it's like, I feel like with this card too, because this angel's reading off of something, I think it's sheet music. And this angel's reading off something else, I think it's sheet music. It's really interesting because we have this little angel with the bow and arrow. It's kind of like looking like they're listening to the two people. I feel like you guys do a very like psychic connection. It's kind of this energy of like, oh gosh, what was I gonna say about it? Oh my God, you guys, it totally slipped out of my brain. All right, it'll come back when it's ready. But this always reminds me of the Three of Cups and like having a good connection. It's like you guys can tell each other anything and everything. So there's kind of like this, or like you just understand each other, you just get each other, you vibe together. But like whatever this thing is that got in the way, it's kind of this energy of like, why did you not think you could tell me this? Because you guys talk about all this other stuff. And I'm almost picking up this energy of like, I thought we were friends. Like I thought we were close enough friends that you could like bring your burdens to me, kind of an energy here. So I want to pull an oracle card for what would they say to you, like heart to heart, soul to soul. They could say anything and express themselves freely. I want to take these two and this one. This is my deck, by the way, the Sacred Oracle of Things Left Unsaid. If you are interested, they will be available for pre-order soon. Please feel free to leave a comment if you like it or you want to see more of it. But yeah, just so I can kind of gauge public interest. But so this is back up, Vanessa. This is what they would say to you. Oh, you will always be a big part of me in a way they don't make words for. I love that card. You might not believe it, but I want you to know you did the right thing in our situation. That's powerful. And my time with you will always be one of the most precious gifts this lifetime offers me. Okay. Yeah, they love you. So whatever it was that you did, whatever boundaries you had to draw, you may have felt like if you tried to like kind of get closer to this person and try to help them out, and that's sort of like what triggered what triggered this kind of like, any separation or any strain, any fighting. I kind of get this energy of like, did I do something wrong? I feel like you kind of followed your intuition with this situation, and it may have seemingly led to kind of some upset or an outright separation. And they want you to know, again, like heart to heart, soul to soul, like, no, you did the right thing. If you had to draw a line or draw a boundary with this person, especially because for giggles, this deck, I have it right next to me, and I cut it, and then it was where'd it go? It was the deceit card. So like if this was like something where they were deceiving you, and it was really, really hurtful, and you had to kind of draw a boundary, if you told them off, or if you kind of just like expressed your heartfelt truth to them, there's something where, if you regretted it after the fact, or you struggled in the moment to do it, they want you to know, like, even if they reacted poorly, even if they, cut you off, they ghosted, they stonewalled, they want you to know, again, heart to heart, soul to soul, that you did the right thing in protecting yourself. If you went to go check in on them, I'm almost getting this energy of like going to check in on them and then like maybe stumbling across like information about whatever their vulnerability is. Like, let's say if this was like they were struggling with substance use disorders, like if you came over to their house unannounced and they kind of were like, they were messed up at the time, right? It feels like whatever this is, it feels like for some of you, they felt like it was an intrusion. And this is kind of that thing where you're like, whoa, do you need help? Like, right? There's something like that. It's like you like caught them in their most vulnerable state. You caught them in a moment where they felt shame about themselves. And I feel like they may not have reacted very well, but they want you to know, heart to heart, soul to soul, that you did the right thing, right? So if there's ever a situation in terms of like fighting or how things went down where you're like, shoot, maybe I shouldn't have done that, they want you to know, like, no, you did the right thing in this situation. And these are really beautiful cards to kind of be on either side of it. You'll always be a big part of me in a way they don't make words for. Again, very psychic connection. It kind of transcends explanation, transcends the emotions, the energy transcends being encapsulated in words, right? And they're really grateful, and they know that their time with you in this lifetime is something so precious to them, right? It's so beautiful. And this is why I feel like you either have like just this really lovely bond with this person, or maybe you've known this person for a really long time. And that doesn't have to be the case, right? You know, we don't want to handcuff significance and permanence together, because we can know people for a short amount of time and they can change our entire lives. But I do feel like this person is dealing with their stuff first. And I think in the back of their mind, they're trying to find their peace. We have the white lilies here. This always makes me think of death and rebirth. They're really trying to find their peace and make changes. You know, this is like a sort of financial loss, as well as they're dealing with some type of ailment, some type of sickness. They're really trying to get grounded first and kind of like deal with their own stuff so they don't disrupt your peace before they kind of try to come in and make amends. But I do feel like that's on the back of their, like that's in the back of their mind, where it's kind of like, hang on, let me deal with this bullshit first and then I'll get around to this. It feels very much like they have to kind of handle things one thing at a time right now. So let's pull you guys some tarot and kind of, I want to get a feel, well, let's just pull some tarot to get started. I have things to say. Just 3, okay. Yeah, the moon is at the bottom. This person could be a Cancer or a Pisces, or you could be. Again, very psychic energy here. Yeah, there we go, very psychic energy. Queen of motherfucking Cups, reversed. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces showing up. The 4 of Pentacles, yes, okay. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this could be where you're both feminines. One of you could be water sign, the other one could be an earth sign. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yes, it's interesting too. So in this deck, there's a lot of different types of people. Like, I'm trying to find a good example of what I'm talking about. Hang on, I will find a good example. Okay, so perfect. In this deck, this is the Temperance card, right? Eyes open. So there's a bunch where their eyes are open, but there's also some where their eyes are closed. All of them, their eyes are closed, which A, indicates that there are things that can't be seen with the eyes as much as they are with the intuition, with the heart. But B, this can also kind of indicate that there is something that was remaining unseen, right? I'm like, where do I put, I'll put the tarot over here for now. I'll just build on top of it. I need to get we're gonna need a bigger board. See, I always say that, but then I'm just gonna keep pulling more cards. That's the problem. It's like a goldfish with its little home. Can you guys see that for the most part? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so again, you guys might both be feminine energies. I feel like, so with the 4 of Pentacles between the two of you, I feel like this is exactly what we were talking about, struggling to open up, right? It's like you have a firm foundation with this person, but it would only go so far. And I feel like this is difficult because we have the mountains in the background. Once again, there's like a lot of things you've maybe either gone through together, or you can talk about anything. I feel like you were very, very open with this person. And it's kind of like, well, I wouldn't keep secrets. I didn't think we had to do that. It's kind of the energy I'm picking up here, right? Because the Queen of Cups here, I feel like this is you, my viewer. The Queen of Cups is half submerged in water, right? So she is equally, you know, she is equally grounded, but also of the heart. And so the Queen of Cups is very emotionally nurturing, very, you know, warm, very loving, but she's also incredibly intuitive. So I feel like there's a thing here where, like, generally speaking, you guys have this really good psychic connection, and it's kind of like you can like kind of just like understand each other and figure each other out. And this is why I feel like this was kind of a surprise for you, because it's kind of like this energy of like, whoa, even I didn't pick up on this, right? And I feel like it's a surprise for this person too, where like generally they might, with the Queen of Pentacles, they might usually have their shit together. I will say, of all the Queens of the Tarot, these two are the most grounded, like, and loving, you know, nurturing. I feel like this is why this is a good bond of friendship. And whatever happened here, whatever, you know, whether it's an outright separation or things have just been really strained, or they've kind of, you know, somebody's pulled away, there's been some complication, it feels temporary, right? Because I do feel like there's a lot of love, mutual respect, admiration, and this person that you're asking about right now, I think they're usually very grounded. They might be somebody who, they always come in and they're solving other people's problems. They might be somebody who's generally, like, you know, really on top of their shit when it comes to their home, their career, their finances, and that's why if there's a financial loss, so if this is like a financial thing, it's like yes, they're dealing with the strain and the stress of a financial loss, but because they're coming across as the Queen of Pentacles, albeit at this moment reversed, it feels, it feels like, sorry, I had a smoothie before I recorded this and now I'm just full of burps. It feels like it's not just a loss, like a financial loss for them, it's like a threat to their identity, right? I feel like both of you have had to overcome some significant types of adversity in your lifetime, and you have different strategies of doing this. I feel like one of you, and again, I feel like this is more you for some reason, and this is more the person you're asking about, like you had different types of struggles. So one of you may have had like a lot of significant like emotional trauma, turmoil, neglect that they had to overcome, and this has like led you to cultivate your emotional intelligence and your emotional skill sets very, very heavily. And the other one, there may have been a lot of material instability in their childhood that kind of caused them to really want to like work to have that security. There also may have just been a lot of instability in terms of like the caregivers and adults in their life. So this has caused this person to not only want to have, their shit together materially, but also to be generous, to be consistent, grounded, supportive, loving, because they understand what it means to not have that. Both of you have really been forged in the fire, essentially. And I think this is partially why you connect with each other. You show up for each other in a way that is reciprocal. You just normally you vibe and you get each other, but there was this block between you that had to be addressed. So, if this is like something financial going on with this person, this is challenging some aspect of their ego that has to be dealt with, right? And they're struggling because this is not, again, it's like threatening their self-concept. It's a threat to their ego. If this is something where this person is struggling with, I could see with the Four of Pentacles with sickness or some kind of bodily ailment, it's like they're just trying to get, I feel like they keep it to themselves a lot. If this person's really struggling with that, they keep it to themselves a lot. They don't want to burden other people, but as a result, they really struggle to open up about whatever this particular area is in their life. Because whatever it is, they do feel feelings of shame. I feel like this person's usually very self-reliant, self-sufficient. They like to be everybody else's rock. And whatever this is like, it's a challenge for them, because it challenges their sense of worth in terms of this is what I'm good at, this is what I can offer. I think it's really interesting. She's wearing red, and there's the red pillows right here too. I don't know why I wanted to point that out, but I did. So I want to know what this person's energy is at right now. I want to flip this though. Yeah, Knight of Wands reversed at the bottom. They're feeling I feel like they're feeling kind of low right now. Maybe low energy or just low in general. But this one, yeah, we have the Queen of Swords reversed. And again, small red detail here and here. The Ten of Pentacles reversed, okay. And the Page of Cups. Okay, so this person right now is in their feelings. I feel like this person's optimistic about whatever is happening. They're trying to I feel like they're doing a lot of inner child kind of work right now, specifically regarding family. Like we were talking about before, this person may have suffered with a lot of either material instability or a lot of lack of security, right? Because the Ten of Pentacles upright is, longevity, generational wealth. It's having everything you need and more for yourself, your children, your children's children, something that will last, something that's very solid, stable, secure. This person may have lost a family member, and we have the ancestor here as well. This person may have lost a family member, and this has kind of toppled their world a little bit, and it's brought out a side of them that they may not have been prepared for, especially with the Queen of Swords. If this person is usually very logical, very practical, very decisive, very straightforward. We have the little cup here, and I think it's really interesting in this deck, look at the Queen of Cups, right? She has her cup, but it's empty, right? So I think it's really interesting that we have the Queen of Swords, who is notoriously known for being unemotional, and she's got her cup, right, her emotions, kind of to the side and kept safe and not really factoring in as she contemplates the options in front of her. But her cup is very, very full because she's kept it so safe, right? So to me, this is kind of this person is used to being, possibly like this Queen of Swords, like I said, direct, even blunt, decisive. She takes a leadership role in her own life. I think it's really interesting too. We have 4 court cards, but we have 3 queens coming out here. So there's a lot of feminine energy. This person's used to kind of being like that, and I feel like this situation, this thing that has shaken their foundation, or that is bringing up memories of having because they've created some type of foundation for themselves with the 4 of Pentacles, but they have, with the eyes closed, they're not seeing something, they're ignoring something. And even like the Queen of Swords, hard to see, but her eyes are technically, they're open, right? We have open eyes here, open eyes here. There's something where this person was like, again, they had a certain amount of stability within themselves, but it wasn't, the 4 of Pentacles is about having stability over expansion, right? So like you're stable, but there's no growth in it. There's stability that will eventually turn into stagnancy if you're not careful. And that's why, with the 5 of Pentacles, it can be a really difficult energy, but it yields the 6 of Pentacles where it balances back out. You've grown, you've expanded past your limits, essentially. And so with these 3 cards coming out, this person, this person is trying to do a lot of emotional healing. This person is optimistic, I feel like, right? I like we have all the like lines and stuff coming out of the heart space. This person is optimistic. With the pig with wings here, they are not afraid to dream big. They're not afraid to, it has this energy of like, I don't know how I'm going to get from point A to point B. It seems impossible, but I know it's not. I'm going to be, optimistic and patient and keep working at it, keep building until I find the solution I'm looking for. So they are doing a lot of healing right now, kind of like what we were talking about, trying to find their peace and serenity, and trying to recover from what has happened in their life. So I want to kind of pull some cards for what their plan is when it comes to your friendship, to your connection, what it is that it's like their next move. Yes, okay, cool. Sorry. Oh, and the moon is at the bottom again. Okay. So they have, okay, death and rebirth. Not surprising. Can you see that? I think so. We have death and rebirth. The 5 of Swords reversed. I'm not surprised. And the 8 of Swords. Okay. Hang on. Let's do this. I think that's good. Can you guys see that? Can you see what we got going on? Yeah, okay. So we have Scorpio energy right here, first and foremost. In terms of what they're planning, I always like this version of the death card because it's like a little portal, right? They're planning on being able to move forward, right? They're planning on, they've got their eye on the, the focal point, eye on the prize. They are working through this rebirth energy, and they are planning on being able to be in a new experience, a new energy, moving forward, but they're not ready yet. So they know that they want to fix what's happened, right? The 5 of Swords is not a pleasant energy. This is like lots of fighting. This is the 5 of Swords is like a petty person who lashes out when they're feeling emotionally triggered. This is like chaotic, painful, challenging communication and thoughts, right? And it's hard to see, but in this version of the card, we do have this person over here, and there's like a little bit of blood on the ice, right? Indicating this person's got their arms up, so this is like the universal stance for victory. This person's holding their head, there's blood on the ice. It's like, with these coming out, especially if there were like harsh words or there's just like harsh communication, even a lack of communication, just because again, the 4 of Pentacles to me can be stonewalling. This person understands that this is doing damage or that it did damage. And they want to fix that. They want the fighting to be over. They want there to be surrender. But they feel like they can't fully have that or surrender until they're done with this death and rebirth energy. And that might not be the case, right? Because as you can see with this, I love this version of the 8 of Swords, where this person feels like they're stuck, feels like they're bound, feels like they can't move forward. This is a perception, right? This is something that they see within themselves, whether it's necessarily true or not, right? So like, let's say if this person's struggling with like substance use disorders, right? They might see themselves as like, I have to deal with this by myself. I have to sequester myself away. I don't want to expose group 1 to this, and put them through any more stuff until I deal with this, not realizing that it may very well be the friendship between the 2 of you, that support, that love that you're more than willing to offer, that helps them work through this faster and better. And that's just an example, but or like if this person is struggling financially, they might need some help, and you could be the type of person who very much wants to help them, wants to support them, even if it's just emotionally, right? Like help support them through what they're going through, right? Help them strategize, help them brainstorm good ideas, help them find good people to collaborate with. There's something where this person's been, again, very used to doing things for themselves, doing things on their own. And so whatever this is, I feel like this is a challenge to their ego to open up and to accept help from others. And this is that Eight of Swords, is that they're seeing themselves as like, hey, I got to get through this first, and then I'll reach back out to group one, or then I'll have more time to solve things with group one, and we'll get our friendship back on track, not realizing like the friendship between the two of you is there, like to support each other through life's ups and downs. And I think that challenges this person's, again, self-concept and their sense of safety. It's like they see themselves as somebody who gets themselves out of trouble. They see themselves as very independent. They see themselves as everybody else's rock, but they don't accept that from anybody else. And this is what I feel like is being challenged in this person. So this is kind of what I see happening. I do feel like they will try to come forward toward you. Again, very optimistic. Come forward toward you when they feel like they've gotten enough, they've gotten over the worst of whatever this situation is. But they do have a lot of love for you. They really do value you. They appreciate you. They know that they didn't handle it super well. Excuse my burp. And they would like very much to fix that. So I think this is everything I have for group one. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with a specific situation, please feel free to check out the link to my Etsy shop in the description box below. I am wishing you the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer, love bug. And with that, I'm going to move on to group two. Bye, guys. Yeah. Oh, that's not the way that's supposed to be. Hi, group three. Okay, so you have the child. Interestingly, I was checking to make sure that you could see this, and the timer is at 32:23 at that moment. So you guys have the child. I think this is a really cute card. So whoever you're asking about, you may have known them since childhood. You may have liked to go skateboarding together or walk your dogs together, or like go with them while they walk their dog. If it's somebody you know now, you might like to walk your dogs together now as adults. I'm really drawn to these little leaves, right? So all these are black except for these. I feel like this person maybe came into your life when one cycle was pretty much over and a new one was beginning. So like, let's say if this is somebody you met in childhood, this could be like if your family moved, this is the first friend that you made at a new school. It's kind of like almost the energy I'm picking up. I don't know why I'm really drawn in by the pelvis here as well. So like, I don't know if one or both of you likes to dance or like do something where like there's like, you've got some rhythm going on here. I don't know, but this is a nice energy for some reason. So let's see what's going on in this situation. I'm gonna look at the guidebook. Can you see where that card is? I always put them out of the frame. All right, that's close enough. So let's see what the guidebook says about this. This is such a fun, weird deck. I absolutely adore it. Aha, the child. Okay, so we have September, denigration, sexual inadequacy, styes, hallucinations, breakage, loss of youth, rust, crawling sickness, an obstacle, forced restraint, aberrations, and Qatar. I am sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Catarrh. So if you know what that is, please put it in the comments. I will look it up, but I've never heard that word, so this is a good challenge. Okay, something else I was going to mention too, this could be somebody that you have a child with. This also could be the relationship between you and your child, depending on if you guys would consider yourself friends as well. So we have September here. That could be an important time frame. That could be somebody's birthday, an important anniversary. You know, a time frame when something happened. So the words I'm most drawn into are denigration, loss of youth, an obstacle, and forced restraints. So there might be something where I'm almost picking up this energy of somebody who, like, you were friends for a while and then you started to kind of go your separate ways. I almost feel like there's like so I'm really drawn in with denigration. I almost feel like there's something where this person's very social. This person has a lot of different friends. You might feel like this person sometimes is like cooler than you, or like, you know, which is not true, of course not. But it's almost that energy of like, damn, they're more social than me. They're more extroverted. They're cooler. They're the life of the party. Something like that. They're fun, right? And for some of you, I'm almost getting that this person may have had kind of a moment of weakness dealing with some of their other social circles where they like not actively denigrated you or like talk shit about you, but like they maybe didn't stand up for you, they didn't stick up for you, and it's kind of like, dude, what the hell? Again, this also could be with loss of youth. This could be where you guys just have like kind of drifted apart, right? There's no like outright fight here, but you guys kind of lost contact, lost track of each other. Especially with forced restraint. So something may have pulled you guys apart. One of you, you know, your families could have moved. But just in general, you know, this is like a friendship where I feel like there may have been kind of some, you know, less than impeccable words exchanged in a social context. But there doesn't feel like there's anything huge here. I feel like the person you're asking about, again, I'm really getting the example of like maybe, you know, kind of not always being the most thoughtful about the things they say about you in mixed company. And it's not that they want to like, they're not trying to shit on you, but like they really care about what other people think. They don't think in the moment about how what they're saying, like what that means. Especially, I feel like you guys are like kind of night and day differences. Like this person's really extroverted, you might be really introverted. If this person's very like, you know, kind of like social but stays on the surface of things, you might hate small talk, right? There's something like that where I feel like you guys are different and it kind of maybe has pulled you apart over time, or like there's like a moment where this person may have crossed a boundary with you, crossed a line, and it's kind of like there feels like there's a little bit of irritation that's still left over, either, you know, from more recent events or from the past. It's kind of like this energy of like, yo, I like you, I care about you, but like, you got to cut the shit. It's kind of the energy I'm getting. So let's pull some oracle cards and dig a little bit deeper. Jesus, that went flying right out. Okay. We have, bravado. Look at that. Warrior guides. This is 41. That reduces to a 5. And let's see what else we have. I'm going to take 2 here because I'm really feeling drawn to this one as well. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We have answered prayer in reverse at the bottom. I feel like this person may have come through at a time where you really needed them, but then on the flip side, whatever is causing problems, it's like there are things that are like a normal expectation in a friendship, and they kind of like cross those boundaries, and you're kind of like, yo, what the fuck? Sort of the energy I'm picking up here. We have signs, okay. And we have power. It's interesting how like this is like there's everything that's pointing this direction, right? Like this person's fighting the people this way. The signs are like pointing this way. Power, you know, is being exhaled this way. Things like that. Okay, so I'm going to pull more in a minute, but I just want to start with this. So yeah, kind of like what I was talking about, bravado. I feel like this person is extroverted and likes to kind of like put on a show for other people. There's something where maybe they kind of violated your privacy and they like told other people like a secret of yours or something that you just like to keep to yourself. I feel like, again, you're more introverted possibly. That doesn't mean you necessarily have to be an introvert, but like more introverted. You might really not like small talk. You might like to be very private and keep, or at least certain things to yourself. It's like certain things that you like to keep guarded, right? And I feel like they kind of like went against that, right? I feel like there's something performative about this person to a certain extent. And I don't think it's malicious, but I don't think they always take the time to really think about how their actions might impact people. And I feel like there's this kind of energy I'm almost picking up here of like, okay, yeah, I know that you're like that in general, but come on, it's me, right? Like, it's kind of this energy of like, I thought like you would know me better than that by now, to know that, you know, I don't want you to be talking to people about XYZ, or like, here's just something like that. I feel like this person made some kind of like careless remarks, careless jokes. Like maybe there was something that was really kind of like hard for you to go through, that you kind of like, with bravado, you kind of act like, it's like to the public, you act like you don't care, or you act like it was no big deal, right? You're kind of like, yeah, whatever. People are cheering you on, like, oh my God, you did such an amazing job. And you're kind of like, oh, thanks. And kind of you brush it off, right, to the general public. And it kind of feels like if you and this person were in a group of people and somebody's like, you know, something had happened and you're trying to act unfazed, it's like your person maybe then would like jump on and make a joke. So like, for example, let's say you go through a bad breakup, right? And you're in a group of friends and you're sitting around and, you know, somebody mentions it and you're kind of like, you know what, it's for the best. Or like, oh, I dodged a bullet. You're just trying to kind of like laugh it off and not really get into it with a group of people. It would be like this person then turns around and like makes a little bit of a joke at your expense, right? Like, you know, it'd be like, oh, you think that they could pick better than XYZ by now, or something like that. They just like make a little joke. It's like you're trying to be graceful and like act, again, unfazed, because these are your, you know, like your private emotions, your private experiences. And then this person doesn't pick up on, like, doesn't know you well enough to know that's what you're doing, and then like makes some kind of side comment, some kind of jokes. And it's like not a huge deal, but it gets irritating. So this either might be like what happened that's created strain, or if this is like an outright separation, I feel like this is sort of the pattern that created problems. I feel like you send this person signs when you're in groups of people. There's something here about like groups of people and socializing. Like you send this person signals and signs, and like quietly exert your power, where it's kind of like, hey, I'm giving you hints. Like I'm giving you like a graceful out. I'm giving you like a socially adept, you know, kind of like sign of what I'm trying to make happen. And it feels like this person is too busy, like kind of being, again, a little performative, right? And I'm saying that because we have the dog on the skateboard. And so it makes me think of like, look at this, I could teach my dog to do this trick. This person, again, is like very performative to a certain extent. And it's not like they're shallow or like they're doing this to be, you know, mean to you. I think they just like, they haven't fully worked through needing that validation and that feedback from other people. And as a result, they can be a little bit short-sighted with some of the people in their lives, yourself included. And this is what I feel like is kind of at the core of this. And I feel like this is something where if this is like, they're, you know, this is happening now, and there's just like this strained, this doesn't feel like a huge separation or like angry fighting. This just feels like something where it's like, you know what, they always do this, so I started kind of spending more time alone. And so if this is like a long-standing friendship, I feel like you guys have kind of drifted apart, or it's like that's a little bit of like a resentment wedge between the two of you. And if this is more of a newer friendship, you may have noticed this pattern starting to emerge, and there is like a little kind of like sticky energy of resentment here that I'm kind of feeling building up, because I feel like you're giving this person like clear signals, or you feel as if you're giving this person clear signals about what is okay and what's not, and trying to very gently, because look, she's like blowing this out, and like lightly, she's just holding her hand there in case any of it falls, right, before it kind of gets sent out. And she's got her hand out too. So same thing, it's like you're trying to very gently exert your power and be like, hey, I would really appreciate it if you don't make jokes like that. And it feels like it's something where you're being very calm and very even keeled about it. And this person's just not really getting it. Or it's like almost like they can't help themselves in that moment. They lack the maturity to be able to monitor themselves appropriately and effectively. So I want to see, what would they say to you, you know, heart to heart, soul to soul, without ego in the way, if they could. This is my new oracle deck, the Sacred Oracle of Things Left Unsaid. It's really good for getting messages from people's higher selves. Again, you know, without the ego in the way. So if you're interested, I am going to have it available for pre-order kind of like pretty soon. But please feel free to leave it in the comments if you like it, what you think of it, if you're interested in a pre-order, just so I can kind of gauge public interest and sort of get a feel for what that needs to look like. So let's see what they would, let's see what they would say to you, heart to heart, soul to soul, if they could. All right, I want to take that one and this one. I'm actually getting to take 4 cards, so there's one more. Please and thank you. Yes, it's this one. Oh, it's not that one? Okay, it's this one. All right. Sorry, sometimes it takes a second. So we have, okay, you might not believe it, but I want you to know you did the right thing in our situation. Okay, I like that card. I think that's a very helpful card. I still experience your energy like an echo throughout my entire life. Oh, okay, yeah. Our journeys may have led us away from each other, but never doubt how much of an impact you made on mine. A lot of blue here. You weren't wrong for doing what you needed to do. We've done this dance for lifetimes. Okay, so a pretty clear message. This may actually be, again, like a situation of, I do feel like there's separation here most likely, but it doesn't feel like there is a huge fight. It feels like there is a drifting away. If you did put up a boundary with this person and they kind of tried to fight you on it, I could see that as well. But, you know, we have a really clear message about, like, you know, our journeys have led us away from each other, but you've made a huge impact on mine. I still experience your energy. They still see signs of you and make them think of you. They still, like, I'm hearing, like, they still, when they're having these quiet moments, they'll think of jokes that you made. They'll still, like laugh and chuckle to themselves. They still reference you in stories when they're talking to other people. You know, kind of all of this stuff, but I think these especially go together. You know, you might not believe it, but I want you to know you did the right thing in our situation. You weren't wrong for doing what you needed to do. So whatever actions you've taken in this situation, even if it's to take a step back, if things kind of drifted, they want you to know that deep down, and I feel like they probably don't think about this, they probably push this down in the little moments of their day. You know, it's like they'll have a nice memory of you, they'll see a sign of you, and they'll think of it happily, fondly, and then they kind of, they sort of suppress this next thought process, which is they know, right? We have a lot of blue, a lot of throat chakra, a lot of truth here. They know that they put you in a position to have to do whatever this was you need to do, whether this is put up a boundary, excuse my burp, you know, take space from them, start finding different people to hang out with, even if this is as simple as you guys are kind of really different, you know, in some very functional ways, because you can have a lot of like great chemistry with somebody, and I say chemistry just like in general, not just romantically, but you don't have compatibility. Those are two very different things, and sometimes your needs as friends don't align, right? And it's kind of like, well, I can't ask you to sacrifice your needs, and you can't ask me to sacrifice my needs, so right now maybe we should take some time apart. So whatever this is that you had to do, I feel like you had to kind of do this to preserve your, you know, your power, your self-respect, your self-value, and this person knows deep down that you had to do what you had to do, especially if they put you kind of in that position, you know, of being defensive. They were kind of like poking at you. They understand that, right? Especially with all these people here, it's like whatever happened, there was an audience, I feel like, and they know it, and they know that they kind of like, they did something uncool. So they kind of want you to know, heart to heart, soul to soul, that they don't blame you for taking back your power. So let us look at some tarot. I want to kind of get a feel for, I just want to kind of pull some and get us acclimated here. Did I flip it? No. Okay. That was very strict. Like, nope. I'm like, all right, I hear you. I want to look at this one, but not take it. Wait, do I take it? No. Okay. Yeah, the Hanged Man, exactly. Pause. This is Pisces energy. You guys are probably not talking very much. Yeah, because the Tower, something happened here. That sort of just really, it was like, this is the last straw. I don't know why, but that's it. And we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I'm not surprised to see that. The Four of Cups reversed. Okay. And the Seven of Cups reversed. Interesting. Okay, so first message I'm getting here with this combination, let me just get it all set. All right, I think we're good. Can you see that for the most part? All right, that'll count, yeah. First thing I'm really getting here is that this person, whatever they did, again, there's a huge thing about there being an audience. There's a huge thing about social stuff here. This person, I feel like you have a quiet power to you. You know your power, right? With her hood, this always makes me think of like veiling, right? You keep your energy to yourself. You keep your power to yourself. You're very gentle about it because you know you don't have to come in and like, you know, carry a big stick here. You have your own power, which is your personal truth, right? And this is the thing that arms you. And something about the way you carry yourself, your energy, this person does not have that. This person really struggles with their self-worth. This person really struggles to follow their own freedom, or free themselves from other people's expectations. Again, it's very performative in its own right. And this person, I feel like too, they can see this now, right? So we have the 7 of Cups reversed and the 4 of Cups reversed. They see now the kind of value of what you're offering. We have this cup being offered with the rainbow coming out. And before, I kind of feel like it's not that they didn't care about it, but they were not valuing it appropriately, because with the 3 cups here, they were caring more about what your other friends or their other friends would say. They were caring more about like their social standing, their social status. Then they, you know, kind of, I'm noticing all the ladders, so like climbing some type of social ladder. Then they were caring about your feelings and honoring your boundaries. And they know that. I don't think that they spend a lot of time dwelling on that, or they spend a lot of time really doing a deep dive. They're not there yet, but they do know that. This is why we have so many cards acknowledging like, hey, you know, you weren't wrong for taking back your power in a way that felt right. Like you weren't wrong for, you know, taking some space, separating out. You weren't wrong for telling me off, you know, setting a limit. Like they understand. I don't think they spend a lot of time thinking about it, because this would kind of require they do some inner shadow work on some unpleasant things, but they are aware. So I kind of want to see, what is this person's attitude toward you right now? Like, what do they think about you? I want to take this one. I want to pull one more. Like, what do they think about you? What are they feeling about you? We have the Queen of Cups reversed at the bottom. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy showing up. So they see you as very emotionally mature. I also feel like with the Queen of Cups being reversed, they also know that they hurt your feelings to a certain extent. So when they're thinking of you, we have the 10 of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords reversed. Yup, not surprised. The Ace of Wands reversed. Yup, I'm not surprised. And the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay, so right away we have, you know, we do have masculine and feminine here. This person could be a masculine energy. This person could drive a motorcycle. Excuse me, or really like crows is what I'm getting. This person could also be on the road a lot. But there could be like a difference between masculine and feminine here, but there's a difference between, excuse me, I'm sorry. There's a difference in maturity here. This person usually sees so this is what I feel like the communication dynamic between the two of you usually is. This person is impulsive in how they talk. They don't think, they just kind of, you know, get on their bike and go. They have something to say. This person can be very witty, very funny, very smart, and as are you, but they're the knight and you're the queen. And I think the difference is too, you, like I was talking about this because this card came out in group 1. The Queen of Swords here has a cup, and as opposed to like the Queen of Cups, right? Her cup is empty in this card. Her cup is full, meaning you're somebody who I feel like spends a lot of time in thought. You think about things very, very heavily. You're very well acquainted with your truth. And you're also very emotionally stable because you take this time and this energy to like ground yourself. You really think about things before you say them. You are very careful with your words, I feel like. Very conscientious, emotionally conscientious with your words. Notice how I don't know if it's a raven or a crow, but the bird here is really close to him. This bird up here is really far away from her. Birds are messengers, and they can represent our freedom and like messages coming in, but this can also represent your words, right? This person, it's like their word is always hovering right over their head. Like it comes out as soon as as soon as the thought pops into their head, it pretty much comes out almost always right after. Whereas you're somebody who thinks about, you have an idea, you have something you want to say, and you sit and you think about it, and you think about the best way to communicate. You think about if it's in alignment with you. You really sit here and think about this. And I think this is the dynamic between the two of you that has been an opportunity for growth, but also can kind of become this sort of one-sided dynamic where you're being conscientious, you're having good communication modeling, and this person's not learning from you, essentially, is what I'm getting. Excuse me. So this person's thinking about this right now. In terms of like what they're thinking about for you, they're thinking about the communication dynamic between the two of you. Again, so much blue here as well. And we see this with the 10 of Wands and the Ace of Wands reversed. 10s are always the end of a cycle and the Aces are always beginning, and we have them in the same suit. This person is seeing, especially we have the 3 torches right here, so it's like the 3 of Wands. If you're at a distance from this person, they've had time to think about things. This person is really holding on to a lot of energetic burdens, right? I feel like this person's holding on to, like we were talking about, self-worth issues, self-value. They really feel like they need to perform for others. They really feel like they need to be liked by others. They need to, like, be a certain type of personality, and this has become burdensome to them. And whatever happened between the two of you, I feel like when they think about it, this is like they're still carrying this around. They haven't been able to begin this new spiritual cycle because they haven't fully been learning from you. They haven't really been, this has been an opportunity, an invitation to address these issues, and they haven't done it. And they're kind of like thinking about this, especially if they've seen you have like some type of glow up, or they're connected to you through social media still. It's like they see you living your life and living your life authentically, and it's an invitation, like I said, for them to deal with their shit. But I do feel like they are still avoiding it. But they recognize that they recognize that this is the dynamic that puts you in this position. They understand that they kind of put you in this position, right? Or they understand, even if they kind of look at it like let's say you guys kind of drifted apart because they were always being this type of person, and you're like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. I don't want to deal with, this could be like that friend that always is seeking attention, even if it's like negative attention. And it was like, some of their shenanigans was like kind of taking their toll on you. I feel like you had to draw a boundary for your own, again, taking back your power, being very empowered, very healthy within yourself. And the Ace of Wands can really be about taking back your power. I feel like you've done that, and this person still doesn't know how to. And they do think about that. I want to see what this person's next moves are, just in general, but also kind of more specifically toward this friendship, like what their plan is. I kind of get the feeling that nothing is really going to change anytime soon. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles reversed. I feel like this is something where you had to cut your losses, and this is kind of where that stays right now. Yeah, Justice reversed at the bottom. You had to kind of like cut your losses with this, and I kind of get the feeling that's not changing anytime soon, but let's see what comes out. Yeah, we have the 9 of Swords. The 6 of Cups reversed. Damn. Okay. And the Hermit. Yep, exactly. Virgo energy here. Excuse me. 6 of Cups can very much indicate what we were talking about. This is somebody you've known since childhood. This could be somebody you have past life energy with. But this is exactly what we're talking about. This person's being called to go inward and really get very, very clear on their patterns. And because the whole point with the steps here is to lead them toward ascension. This person's being called to really do that shadow work, do that ascension work. And I feel like it is causing a lot of anxiety for them because they are looking back at their patterns and realizing the ways in which they've made mistakes. They're realizing where they've messed up. They're realizing also too the bonds that it may have cost them. And it's like whenever they start to think about this, they get panicked, they get stressed, they get sad, they get, anxious. And this is kind of something that they have to work through on their own, is going into hermit mode and really looking at themselves honestly, which is very, very hard to do that. But that's the only way that they're ever going to free themselves. And that's the only way that they're ever going to be able to have meaningful connections. And I think that they're being pushed more and more into this introspection, right? This kind of like has a pre-tower moment kind of feeling. And we did have the tower showing up at the bottom of the deck before. Yeah, right behind Justice and the 3 of Cups reversed. Holy shit, is the Tower. No joke, you guys. Yeah, so they're looking back at their old connections, particularly friendships, and they're kind of like, oh shit, I fucked up. And this is stressful for them, but this is the tower moment they need because they've been avoiding this healing for a very, very long time. With this version of the Justice card, they've been avoiding their shadow work for a very, very long time. So this is just about everything I'm seeing for group 2. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out the link to my shop in the description box below. I am wishing you the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer, love bugs. I will see you soon, and with that, I'm going to move on to group 3. Bye, guys. Hi, group 3. So you guys chose the yellow bird. One of the first things I was picking up on from this card was like creativity. So you might like to do creative projects with this person that you're asking about. This person might be really creative. I feel like the person you're asking about is kind of a little bit eccentric, like an oddball in the best way. They're kind of like, they do their own thing. I'm saying this because we just see legs, and it looks like this little yellow bird doesn't have any wings, but they don't even give a shit. They're just like flying forward. I feel like the word I heard when I picked up the card was misunderstanding. Whatever's going on between you guys, there is a misunderstanding here where there's there's a miscommunication. Something they said makes sense to them, but it didn't come out the right way, I think. Or there's like this energy where because it's missing its wings, it's kind of like there's something they were missing that seems so elementary to you, but they didn't even think about it, right? There might have been something where, again, they kind of have this Aquarian energy. They just march to the beat of their own drum kind of a feeling. This could be vice versa, and this is what's called, tarot can go both ways, where it's, there's something where either this happened, okay, hang on, back up, Vanessa. The situation I'm almost getting is like, again, because the wings, it's like one person did something and forgot about like something important. And it's kind of like let's say this person, I don't know, let's say this is a really close friend, right? And this person went and, I don't know, went and eloped and then didn't tell you about it for a really, really long time, right? And it's kind of like this energy of like, how could you not tell me that? And in their mind, they're like, oh, we agreed not to tell anybody for X amount of time, so I'm honoring my agreement, right? There's something like that. It sounds really weird, but it's like there's like a thing where it would make complete and total sense. It was like expected that they would tell you, or vice versa. You may have done something like had a big life change, and like your friend expected you would tell them. And whatever this is, there was an expectation that something would be shared, and it's when it wasn't shared, it's not meant to be like it's not like they were intentionally excluding the other person. They just had this perception where in their head it's like, oh, I do A then B. And I feel like that's not how the other person's thinking about it, but like they're kind of like, no, I said I wouldn't, or like let's say they eloped and they only had their parents there or something. It's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, well, we promised that we were only going to have our parents there and we we're going to keep it a secret, right? Or something like that. It's something where I think one person accidentally hurt the other person's feelings by not including them in a big part of their life. And the other person didn't even really think about it like that. They weren't trying to be hurtful is kind of what I'm getting. Well, let's read from the book to see what comes out. I love this deck. This is so cute. This is, it's a really, really weird deck, but it's really fun. Okay, the yellow bird. So, wow, we have Saturday, true love thrown away, peak, foot trouble, mania, Barratry, I've never heard that word. So if you know what this is, Barratry, please put it in the comments because I want to learn. An accident on a ladder, indiscretion, bone disease, thwarted ambitions, poison, an unforeseen catastrophe, complications. So I was really drawn into, first of all, Saturday might be an important time. So something could have happened on a Saturday. Saturday could usually be when you see this person. Again, there's like Saturday of like, that's usually a day when a lot of people have weddings, things like that. But I was really drawn into indiscretion, to a certain extent thwarted ambitions, and complications. So like I said, indiscretion, it's like there was something that they went and they did, and I feel like it felt like seemed like it was on the fly, or it seemed like it was it's something where it's like a huge life thing, and they're kind of like seemed like they just threw it together at the last minute. They may have kind of done something seemingly random, and then it led to really big complications, and you're like, why didn't you tell me about this? Or vice versa, you know, like you could have done something where it's like, again, whoever's being my cute little oddball, they thought that this was like, in their head it made total sense. It's not like they're like, oh shit, you know, group 3 would want to know about this. Nah, I'm not gonna tell them. They didn't think about it like that. It just didn't occur to them. This person, I feel like, just really does their own thing a lot. This person also too might be neurodivergent, is what I'm getting, for some of you. So let's pull some oracle cards and dig a little bit deeper. I want to pull 2 of these. No, yes, okay. Okay, yeah, we had at the bottom of the deck, we have leadership and Holy Spirit. I feel like, I was just about to say this before, I feel like this person might get a lot of intuitive prompts and they kind of just follow them and they don't know how to explain that to people. But this person, I feel like, was trying to take a leadership role in the situation and do what they thought was best, because I feel like they had multiple other people that were attached to this, not including yourself. So like family, you know, romantic partners, etc. They thought they were doing the best by everybody. That was the issue. It's not, yes, this one. Okay, that one too, I guess. Yeah, manifestation. There was something they were trying to make happen. And notice like this angel's like right on the cliff, like on the edge of the cosmos here. What's behind it? Body care. Okay, so they may have needed like, they may have gone through some huge physical changes. This also, I'm getting, this could be somebody who like they and their partner were like trying to get pregnant, and then they did, and they kind of kept that on the DL for a while, and you're like, how could you not tell me that you were like preparing for this huge life change? And they were kind of like, I don't know, I wanted to wait and see what happened. There's something, it doesn't feel like this is like separation energy. It just kind of feels like there's a little bit like a bumpy road, like what the fuck just happened? And you guys are trying to figure it out, but you know, they'll be different for everybody. We have pleasure. Card 9. So it just makes me think of Venus energy here. Psychic awareness. Okay, this actually came up for group 1 as well. This number, 47, which reduces to an 11, which reduces to a 2. That was tough for me. We have children. Okay, yeah, see, so somebody could be having children or trying to have children. An answered prayer. Okay, yeah, so whatever this is, again, for some of you, either you or this friend were trying to have children. I'm just looking at what we have here. I do feel like this person, like we were talking about, very intuitive, very psychically aware, and they really go off of their intuitive promptings for different decisions in their life. And it's kind of like I'm looking at all the branches here, like they're above the thickets and the brambles of kind of like social expectation. They kind of just do their own thing. Like I said, this person could have gotten, like, we have 2 people here. This person could have eloped. This person could have just like just done. I kind of want to pull an extra card from this deck because I want to get a better feel for like what the hell happened here. Here, pull 2. Yeah, priorities in reverse at the bottom. There's something where they re-racked their priorities, I feel like. Exhaustion. Okay. It's interesting, we have 2 people here, 2 people here, and truth. Okay, this is card 20, and then 21. That's really interesting because I shuffled the hell out of this. So a 2 and a 3. This person just really, they're really led by their higher self. They're really led by their intuition, and there's something that they felt like they needed to do, and it's like an answered prayer for them, right? So again, this also could be something where they did something like seemingly impulsive because it came out of nowhere. there's just like, it feels like there's a societally expected order of operations, and they skipped a couple steps. And I feel like there's this energy for you where you're kind of just like, what the hell? Like, I'm your friend. How could you not tell me? Like, you know, how can you not tell me you're getting married? How can you not tell me you and your partner are trying for a child? Or like, how could you not tell me, you know, you're like 5 months pregnant, and like you're like, you know, well, I think you start to show it about 4.5 months, but like, how could you not tell me that that's what's happening? There's something like that where it's like, I'm your friend, how could you not tell me this? And they weren't trying to. This person may have been struggling with a lot of exhaustion as well. This person with pleasure here as well, this person could have started something that is very meaningful to them, like started their own business. They could have launched something. They could be traveling with the flight imagery here, or like preparing to move. There's a big change, and it's taken a toll on them physically more than anything else. And whatever this is, it's kind of just like, how could you not tell me this? Like, holy shit. So I am kind of seeing that here. But this person really wants you to know, like, they weren't trying to leave you out in the cold. They just didn't really, the way that they think, like, again, they're very led by their intuitive promptings. They're not trying to like hurt you. They're just like doing what it is they feel called to do when they feel called to do it. They're very in tune with divine cycles. So let's pull a couple cards to figure out what they would say to you if they could talk to you like heart to heart, soul to soul. This is from my new oracle deck, the Sacred Oracle of Things Left Unsaid. I want to look at this, so I'm going to take it. But if you are interested, I'm going to be setting up a pre-order pretty soon. But please feel free to like leave a comment, or, you know, let me know what your thoughts are. I'm trying to gauge public interest to see how many I should kind of order for this initial first printing. So let me know if you're interested. But let's see what they would say to you, heart to heart, soul to soul, without the ego crap in the way of being human like we all have. What would they say to you if they could speak very, very honestly with you? I want to take this one too. Interesting at the bottom is I have heard the question you've been asking. The answer is yes, exclamation point. So if you've been asking a question that feels very positive, especially, the answer is yes. So for some of you, this person may have gotten pregnant not too long ago, and you're suspecting this, and you're like, this could be where if they're exhausted, they're like, you know, canceling plans a lot. You know, you guys had a lot of fun plans, especially we have wine right here. It's like you guys had all these fun plans, and they're kind of just like, they're just not really participating anymore. And you're kind of like, what the hell? Like, what's going on? And you kind of intuitively might already know, but they might be pregnant, and they're kind of like trying to find a time to talk to you about it. And you're like, kind of this energy of like, why didn't you tell me that this was like what was going on? This is what was happening. Because again, I don't feel like this group is like a huge rift. I just feel like there's like some tension, or some misunderstandings to work through. So we have, you shook up my emotions and changed my life. Oh, I was a lucky person the day I met you. This person likes you. They just enjoy you. You will always be a big part of me in a way they don't make words for. I love that. That's beautiful. Oh, I have seen your soul, and I will love you until the end of time. So I do want to say, just for some of you, just because like we mentioned before in the intro, this is talking about a friend, but there's a lot of different ways to be friends. You can be friends and be somebody's lover. You can be friends and family, etc., etc. For some of you, just because we have, you know, 2 people here, we have 2 people here. For some of you, this could be somebody who you are with romantically. This could be somebody that you have children with. This could be somebody this could be a friend who would like to be something more. Just because this to me is kind of like a soulmate energy out of all the cards in this deck. In fact, this is my soulmate card out of all the cards in this deck. And you know, you've really changed this person's life. They may have been very like exhausted beforehand. I feel like you brought a lot of happiness to them. They feel like they're very lucky to meet you. I like we have a variety of colors here too. That's really nice. But they might be feeling like they were very lucky to meet you. You may have shown them a truth, especially an emotional truth, that they really needed to see. And And this is why I also feel like maybe this isn't like a situation where there's like a huge rift or anything, because there's no kind of messages that would suggest separation. There are cards in this deck that do, right, that talk about being, you know, either directly in separation or energetic kind of separation, or things sort of going their own separate way. But there's no energy of that here, right? This person feels like you are a part of them. This person feels like this is a fated situation, a fated friendship. And I feel like no matter what changes are happening, whether these changes, because I feel like either these changes are primarily happening between them and another person, like them and a romantic partner, and it will then spill out over into your friendship, or the changes are happening between you and them, right? No matter what changes are happening in their life or what kind of impact they might have on you and this person in your friendship, they want you to know that like they really love you, they appreciate you so much. You guys just like kind of get along. You're like divine children together. You have fun. You enjoy each other. You know, you laugh, you play. They've really seen you at they've seen your core essence, and they will always love you for exactly who you are. And they hope that you know that, right? Because I feel like this person's, again, they kind of march to the beat of their own drum. And I feel like you were able to connect with this person in a way that really changes their life. That really shakes them up and is like, whoa, okay, I can have this kind of connection. This person may have been exhausted, feeling like they were always kind of like on their own. They had like their spiritual team helping them, but they didn't really have many people, you know, in the 3D that they could connect with like that. With the stairs here as well, this person I feel like has been on a path of spiritual expansion, ascension, and growth for a long time, and they may have kind of grown tired with that. And I feel like you just kind of like revive them. You breathe life back into this person. So they really want you to understand how important you are to them. And what I'm really hearing is whatever's going on doesn't change how they feel about you, and it doesn't have to change this dynamic if you don't want it to. And obviously, you know, use your intuition. It's going to be different for everybody, but I feel like no matter what has happened here, it's kind of this energy of like, we can figure this out. I want you in my life, right? Like if this person, they and their partner are having children, they want you to be like, you know, they want you to be a godparent. They want you to be like that aunt or uncle that's like always over. They want you to be an equal part of their family, essentially. Like what I'm hearing is there's room for you. No matter what the situation is, there's room for you, just as you are. If you and this person are friends and they want to be more, for some of you might be friends with benefits with this person, and they want to be more, it's like there will always be room for the good parts of the type of like of the friendship or the relationship you've had, and this is just additive. There's just more, and that's what this person really wants you to know, is whatever change is being kind of introduced or talked about, there's more, right? This person, like they and their partner eloped, right? This is just another person to add to your circle. This is another person there to love you. Like this is an energy of blessing, of an answered prayer, of abundance, even if it doesn't seem like that right now, or even if like, you know, their truth has kind of caused a lot of strain or, you know, arguing and some exhaustion. They want you to know, like, even if things are tough right now, even if we're kind of tired right now, we're trying to figure this out and grow and ascend right now, this is only going to be a beautiful shift. This is only going to bring in abundance and more blessing than we could have anticipated. So I want to see what is going on in this person's life. What was this thing that like is changing? Or, you know, again, tarot can resonate, vice versa, but I'm nosy. I need to know, like, what is this fucking thing? I want to see this card but not choose it. Yeah, the 10 of Wands. This is something where I feel like they, again, with exhaustion, they were carrying either this secret and that was kind of exhausting for them, or they were carrying a lot that, like I talked about before, they were trying to be responsible and think of, you know, with priority showing up at the bottom, reverse, they were trying to really think about everybody else and like be a responsible person, be a leader in this situation. But what's going on with this person? We have the 4 of Pentacles, the 6 of Swords, interesting, okay. The Queen of Swords, she has shown up in every pile today, but this is the only time she's come out upright. And the 8 of Swords, interesting, okay. A lot of swords here. So we have feminine, air, energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, very heavy Aquarian vibes here. This person, like I was talking about this in the other 2 groups. You see the cup here in the Queen of Swords card. It's behind these little bars, but it's full. And like as opposed to most of the other cups cards in the tarot, which are not full. Even the Page of Cups at the bottom, their cup is empty, right? So this kind of, you know, the Queen of Swords has a reputation for being an ice queen, for being really detached, but she's not. She has a full cup, but she keeps it safe, and this is why she you know, she's very smart, but she takes time to think about things before she takes action, before she makes a decision. She is wise, right? She really contemplates her next move before making it. But she does so when she brings forward, you know, communication, decisions, they are with a full cup, they are with love, because she's very, very careful to make sure that she makes decisions that are honoring to herself, as well as ideally the people around her as much as possible. So I feel like there's something where this person didn't open up to you, kind of like we were talking about. This person didn't open up to you, and they realized that that created some tension, and they do want to heal it, but they want you to know is that they were trying to, with the red here, move forward in the direction of what they felt was their destiny. They were trying to, this is an inner child healing card to me as well, so they may have been trying to work through some healing that needed to happen. She's got all of her bags here, and we saw this at the bottom, or excuse me, at the top with the 10 of Wands. This could literally talk about moving as well. This person could be like packing up all their stuff and getting ready to move, and you're like, how could you not tell me about this? This person could be traveling and just kind of like have like gone on this like maybe like a dream vacation that you guys have always talked about, and they just went and they kind of went without you, and you're like, the hell, man. Just know that this person really felt like they felt really called intuitively to do something, right? And you know, I'm not saying that should change your boundaries or anything like that, but just to understand where this person's coming from, they are really led by their higher self. They're very much led by their intuitive awareness. They do have a lot of love. They do have a lot of genuine, heartfelt emotions and feelings. We see that with the Page of Cups at the bottom. This person's a dreamer, though. You know, we have the little pig with wings, like, and you know, with the legs down here and the legs coming out up here. This person, like, defies reality in some way. You know, again, the bird with no wings. But there's wings on the pig. Like, this person's just kind of an oddball dreamer, and they might be a little bit eccentric. And something, whatever it is that happened, I feel like they weren't seeing it the same way you were, right? With the 8 of Swords, she's like totally free here, but she's very bound in her, you know, her reflection. I feel like because the Queen is looking this way, it's kind of like this person felt like they needed to move forward, felt like they needed to find peace, calm, healing, new energy, because they were feeling stuck, right? The Four of Pentacles is having your walls up, holding back, but it's also holding on to things. There's something where they felt like they needed to take this step in order to not hold on to something anymore, in order to move past it, to heal, to let it go, to find peace, because they were really feeling stuck more than anything else. These two cards are being stuck. They were really feeling stuck in their situation, and they need to do something to kind of shake up the energy a little bit. So I kind of want to get a feel for what it is that their next move toward you is, what it is that they want, what it is that they're planning on, what they're thinking about, and then that one. We have the Knight of Wands reversed at the bottom. So there's some fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We have the Fool reversed. This is Aries energy to me, but some people look at it like Aquarius. Wow, we have the Magician reverse, so Gemini and Virgo showing up. So lots of air here, lots and lots of air. Woo, the Two of Swords, okay. Not surprised, so much air energy here. And the Nine of Cups reverse, okay. So this person doesn't really know what to do yet, honestly, when it comes to you guys. To me, with the Fool reverse here, this is saying there's a new journey, a new venture, a new cycle, a complete new beginning, especially followed by the Magician, that they are in the process of manifesting. This is on its way, right? So like, let's say if this person got pregnant, you know, there's however long until they deliver the baby. This is something that's on the way though, right? If this is something where you guys are friends, but you want to be something more, they feel this brewing. Even, you know, we have a blindfolded person here and here. These are the only two blindfolded cards in the tarot. And she's looking over here, even with the blindfold, even not being able to see intuitively, this is coming and your person knows this, right? Your person's been calling this in with the Nine of Cups. And what I feel like, you know, your person isn't necessarily consciously planning next moves, but they know that this is coming, and they're thinking about how to share this with you and with whoever else is involved in this situation. They're like trying to think about how to best make this happen, because they're manifesting this new beginning right now. And this is why if you go to talk to this person about like, how could you not have like told me about this? How could you not have let me in on this? They have a hard time explaining it because they're very much led by those intuitive impulses, and I don't think they're consciously aware of it. And similarly, if this is you, if a friend comes to you and is like, you didn't tell me about XYZ, or you just went ahead and did this without me, it might be really hard to fully articulate this to them and let them know, like, you might say the words like, I wasn't trying to leave you out, like I felt like I needed to do this. And if that's the case, it might be helpful to kind of explain to them where you're coming from, right? And even if you don't fully know what it is, to just be like, hey, I felt like I needed a change, and this change was never meant to exclude you, and in fact I'd like to include you in this change, so can we talk about how to make that happen? Really, like, if this is you, really telling your person from the heart how you feel about them, like, I'm lucky you're in my life, I'm grateful you're here, you make me feel abundant, or I want to, I'm trying to create this dream come true and I'd like to share it with you, right? Really focusing on the positive together, because I feel like whoever is not this person kind of just feels a little bit slighted. And like I said, if this is your friend, just know that their intention is never to hurt you. They do really, really value you, and they are trying to create this new beginning. They want you to be a part of it, but they still don't fully know how to talk about it and voice it and put it into concrete terms yet. So just kind of keep that in mind. I almost want to pull advice from Spirit for this pile. This one, and then I want to pull one more. Because this one I feel like is a little bit of a sticky wicket. Yeah, Two of Pentacles. There's like some going back and forth. We have red and white, root chakra, crown chakra. So going back and forth between the material and the spiritual, and trying to kind of like, yeah, the Four of Wands, you guys are soul family. You guys have fun. You guys might have creative projects together. You just have a good damn time together. You really enjoy each other's company, and that's not going away anytime soon. So advice, we have the Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay. The Six of Wands reversed, my goodness. And the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so I was a little leery when I saw this combination come out, because the Knight of Pentacles reversed to me. First of all, we have Earth energy, so this could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But this to me is always like going nowhere fast, right? You're investing a lot in something that doesn't yield anything. And with the Six of Wands being the victory card reversed, I was also kind of like, oh shit. But then we followed up with the Eight of Pentacles, and because she's looking at these other two cards, first of all, practicing candle magic about this, if you like to do that, might be particularly helpful. Whatever this is, though, this is saying, like, I'm almost getting this energy of, like, don't give up hope. These are two cards with the moon cycles here, and then the Knight of Pentacles just in general, of timing, right? Things taking time to fully come to fruition, things happening in phases. This is why this would be like, if you have your best friend gets pregnant, and now you're like, you have time until the baby's born to kind of like sort this stuff out. This might be where if your friend elopes with somebody, you kind of get to know their partner more over time. If this is a friend who wants to have something more with you, you can kind of ease into it. But the basic message here, the advice, is knowing that there's a possibility for victory. There's the possibility for a really beautiful manifestation with like a multifaceted manifestation here, right? Your hard work will pay off, and pay off handsomely, but it will take time, and that's okay. That's also okay with the phases here. If this friendship goes through changes, that doesn't make it a failure, that doesn't make it a waste. It just means you're going through shifts and changes, and sometimes you're going to have more time for each other, and sometimes you're not, right? This also could be difficult if you both were really focused, because this is a career card as well. If you both were really focused in your career, and now somebody's kind of shifting their focus, with the exhaustion, they're shifting their focus toward more what makes them happy, or toward a different kind of calling in life. This could be like a work colleague where you're like, oh, this is my work life. This is something where there is change happening, but this is a really good change, and change that will bring in abundance for both of you. So this is kind of just like advice to be very, very patient with both people, and be open to what this new chapter brings for both of you, and know that this person loves you very, very, very much. This person very much cares about you, regardless of what's happened or what kind of connection you have. So this is just about everything I'm seeing for you today. I hope this has been helpful. If you need help with your specific situation, please feel free to check out my shop. The link is in the description box below. But with that, I will leave you here. I'm wishing you guys the best, the brightest, the most beautiful things that life has to offer. Take care, love bugs. Bye.